from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and home to the Air Force Falcons. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Auburn Tigers, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Air Force Falcons. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. So Air Force's offense will get the first possession of the game. And greeting them as a linebacking core in the business of disruption, tackling with aggression. Any suggestions on how to work around them?
Yeah, I think you pray. These linebackers are fast, they're physical, and my favorite part is they don't like people. Like, they are trying to make physical tackles, and it starts with them in this defense against the run, blitzing, against the pass. They're all over the field, Palmer.
Yeah, and I think for this offense, you want to be able to establish the run. I think the big key for them is going to be working the double teams in the zone game and getting into the second level. You have got to try and cover these linebackers up and get a hat on them. If you don't, they're going to run free and they're going to destroy your game plan.
On the option, he'll do it himself. The pitch, turns it on in midfield. He's loose on the right. The tag, touchdown Air Force. How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
And these offensive coordinators tell you they want to start fast and they want to establish the run game. That is exactly what you did. First drive, you hand the football off, making the big explosive run, setting the tone for this football game.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the Auburn Tigers offense has its first opportunity of the day. Guys, if you listen closely, I think you can hear the jawing going already between this quarterback and wide receiver. What a matchup, Jesse, it's going to be between those two.
You know, so many people have already been talking about this individual one-on-one matchup, David, and it's going to be happening out on an island all game long. The receiver's got speed, he's got game-breaking ability, catching the football, can climb the ladder. He's going up against one of the best shutdown corners in the game. I cannot wait to watch this.
Yeah, and he's got the speed to stay with him and the instincts, and he's been so great out wide in every game. This is a huge test. This is a Sunday test. Two NFL guys going at it to see who's going to take home the prize.
And the Tigers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Dropping back, it's Turbin. Going to try to pop one on the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time.
Man, those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And they get to the quarterback and get the sack. That's a big emphasis for this defense. They saw a week ago, this offense gave up 3 sacks. They need to get to him early and often and create some indecision. Nice job getting a sack early in this football game.
Looking everywhere for room to run, but really good coverage, and he'll step out of bounds. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. He'll keep it himself. And this one will be stopped for no gain. All right, guys, let's chat about Air Force. They've climbed into the top 10, been through some battles, proving themselves to be one of the best teams in the country. What do you think about their chances of staying there?
Well, they got to keep playing at a high level, and obviously they've had tons of success now to crack into the top.
Oh, he's got some space. And he put his foot in the ground and turned it upfield and turned it into a big play. Great decision to keep it. And the Falcons will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. He'll ride his man on the option. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Falcons!
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, let's recap that Big 12 matchup that just went final moments ago. South Alabama went scorched earth in a double-digit win that might have been worse had they not sat the starters there in that 4th quarter. Total destruction by the Jaguars. Fun one in the Big 12, man. They generally are, as the teams there continue to jockey for bowl position.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update.
Hey, listen, on offense, just take what the defense gives you. Quarterback looks out wide. He sees the DB way off of the receiver. Throw him the easy hitch pass. You'll take that completion.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to throw, it's Turbin. Finds his tight end. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down marker.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the 3rd down manageable. Really putting this offense in a good position.
That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. Kick is in the air. Looks it all the way in and now turns his attention upfield. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. Air Force has it back and the Falcon offense returns to the field. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going and now right back to work. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. Able to run it out to the 28 on the last one. It's 2nd and 7. The give to the fullback. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down.
Fullbacks are very unselfish. One of the most unselfish positions you can find in football. They block 99% of the time. But when you can give them that rock, get a 1st down, those guys are really big. You know, they're really powerful. They usually fall forward. No nonsense, no jukes, just hit you in the mouth.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. They'll send the back in motion. Toss sweep to the left. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. The Falcons come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. They'll run the option. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. This drive has been exclusively on the ground. Could they be setting up a shot play? Motion from the back. Goes to the option. Picks up the 1st down, still moving. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
And that's exactly how you draw it up. And that's why the option's so hard to stop. QB, man, draw the defense in. Look at me. I'm the 1st option. Bam. Next thing you know, he pitches it, gets a positive gain down the field.
On the option. He'll toss it. Breaks into the open. And there they go again. Another huge gain on the ground.
And this defense has to be so disciplined. Like, you just got to understand, I can't all go for the quarterback. And too much attention on the quarterback. We didn't play the pitch really well. That's why this offense is really hard to stop.
Softened him up with a run, and now to throw. Hauls it in. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
They keep pushing forward, now back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6. They'll keep it on the ground looking for the end zone. And he's forced out of bounds close to the goal line, and that shove saved a touchdown. The line of scrimmage, the 2, and these final 2 yards might be the toughest here on 3rd down. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Air Force! The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead.
And I love it. I love the physicality of this offense. It's 3rd and goal. I trust my offensive line to pave the way, give the ball to my running back, and know he's going to physically punch this thing into the end zone.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 20. Line. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. To throw, it's Turbin. Bringing the heat. And the heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
Well, you're seeing a complete effort right now by this football team. Their offense has been doing their part, scoring points. They've got a big lead, and the defense right now is just shutting the opponent out. So good against the run and so athletic, and they have the ability to rush the passer. As you saw right there, getting the sack. We're only in the first quarter, but they're right now winning this game in all 3 phases.
I love quarterbacks that are decisive and that put the mustard on the passes. When you need to put the ball on a line in a hurry with some extra hot sauce, you have to do it. Good job by the quarterback understanding zone and hitting that curl.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. Hauls it in and looking upfield. They'll wrap him up and bring him down, and that's how we'll wrap up the first quarter. Well, guys, Air Force has the lead here, and they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the first, let's take a quick look at our game stats. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. The option look. They'll get him stopped at the 45, but it's a big 15-yard pickup and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Reading the option, it's Cooks. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Nice job by this defense playing assignment football. Somebody has to have the quarterback. Somebody has to have the pitch. And most importantly, when you get there, you got to get him on the ground. Nice job tackling by this defense.
Quick toss. There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss. It'll be 3rd and long. To the air, it's Cooks. The short hands, it's locked. There he goes. Inside the 15, out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score. And the Falcons are moving quickly down the field. On the option. Quarterback on the keeper. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons! Excellent pass by the back on the option.
And this crowd was already jacked up. They were already excited. They were already making a difference in this football game, and the offense continues to pile on and give them something to cheer about. 27-0 here in the first half. This has been all home team.
And the extra point makes it 28-0. A very efficient five-play scoring drive. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So here comes the Auburn offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Under fire. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
To the air on second down. Got it in the middle. It's Thompson.
This slot receiver is a guy the defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes. He's got some speed, and if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
The Tigers really need to keep this drive alive on third down. That's caught. It's Denson. And he couldn't quite get to the marker, and that's... a fourth down. And here comes the punt team. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, first and 10. Here comes the option. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39. The Falcons can really attack on this second and short. Sticks it in his belly. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. And the Falcons lining up, just needing a few tough inches on third down. Might be changing the route. They'll try to get the edge on the left. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Falcons come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Now on the option. They can't corral the pitch. The ball's on the ground. Sometimes the ball just bounces your way, and the offense very lucky to keep possession on that one. And the Falcons have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's second and a mile. They'll run the option. Tried to fight his way forward, but he didn't even make it back to the line of scrimmage. Man, those last two plays were disasters, and now it's 3rd and 17. Looking for a man. It's Cooks. defense a much-needed play. He stopped, not much on the return. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. And now in the pitch, the ball's loose. The offense very fortunate to get that ball back. The Falcons with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. They try to get it outside on the left. He's past the 30. He has the first and still on his feet. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. Offense will try to get some momentum going on 1st and 10. Gets the back moving. On the option.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Sends it back in motion. Here they're trying to get it to the edge. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. This will likely be the last play of the half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, by the looks of things, we've had one enjoyable first half in Colorado Springs. And how can we begin our analysis of that first half without singing the praises of one of the elite backs in football? Racking up huge numbers on the ground, even throwing the occasional block. This kid is the total package.
Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. He'll ride his man on the option. Now the toss. He'll be forced out of bounds right at the 30-yard line as they try to grind out some room.
This offense is just like Novocaine. Like, just give it time. It just keeps working. It's a slow death, right? Like, they continue to just chip away. Nice first down play. Nice read. Get it to the pitch, man.
There he goes. And they get him out of bounds after an explosive run, just chewing up yardage along the way. And the Falcons, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. They'll run the option. Oh, there's a loose football on the bad pitch. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. Flying out to the left. He's at the touchdown, Tiger. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field.
Cooler 18. Cooler 18. 22.
They'll send the back in motion. Try to get it to the edge. Got the first down and more. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
And it's really nice to have a workhorse running back that you know you can feed and get productive gain after gain. Now over 100 yards. You've already got some separation on the scoreboard. I would continue to feed this workhorse.
Goes to the option. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
When you play the option and you play this responsibility football, sometimes your eyes can get lost. They didn't on that play. Nice job honing in, getting in there quickly, getting the quarterback to the ground.
Motion from the back. They're looking to get the edge with this one on the toss. They'll mark him out of bounds right at the 45-yard line.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. You're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
And I like what this offense did. They run the option. They're good at it. They read it. They run the pitch. They get some positive yards. But more importantly, they set up a fourth and really short. They're successful in these situations most of the time.
Calls his own number. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
And defensively, man, you just want to get to fourth down, right? Give yourself an opportunity. And even though it was 4th and 1, try to get the stop, especially this part of the field where they could come away with points and kick a field goal, or they could come away with a touchdown. Man, I want to get this stop and get off the field, but the offense executed. Defense just missed out.
The Falcons will have it 1st and 10. On the option. And the ball is free on the pitch. Defense has it. They're on the move.
And this is...
And the Falcons are backed up. They can feel the shadow of their own goalpost and trying to create some room. Give to the fullback. They shut him down immediately. They tried to pop the fullback loose and no running room there.
Yeah, on offense, this is a tough place to run the football. Back in your own end, the defense is expecting you to do it, and that's why they're loading the box. This is a great opportunity to take a shot down the sideline to your best wide receiver in a one-on-one situation.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. And guys, they're not going to give up on picking up the first down, but they also need some breathing room for the punter. He's not afraid to throw it from way back here. Makes the grab. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. The option look. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the third. That's the end of the quarter. Air Force has the lead here. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. On the option. He'll pull it on the read. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
I just love the way the defense prepares. Each and every week we see this defense come out, and it's like 11 guys, they've got their head in the game, and they're playing as one unit. They knew it was going to be tough facing this option game with the quarterback in the running attack, but they've just done such a good job so far staying home, playing their assignments. You saw it on that last play right there. Rallying to the football, nowhere for him to go and creating a big loss.
Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Here comes the option. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
The Falcons come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. Turning it on. Got enough space. Touchdown, Air Force. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Now on the option. And he's able to shed one tackle, but still, just a very short gain. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down.
42 Spider. 4-2.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Got enough for the first down. Steps out at the 34-yard line. Big pickup on that one in this offense within striking distance. Wants to throw on first down. Looking to scramble. Got his man downfield. They get him stopped, but the big gain has him on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13. The defense calls the timeout, their second of the day, as they try to get their act together. They'll run the option. He'll pitch it. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. Great job by the back. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. No need to get cute here. You've run enough plays. Now it's time for the kneel down, David.
Take the knee, make them use their last time out, then they're out, the clock runs out. Jesse, it's a beautiful thing.
The only way you lose this game is if you fumble. Make sure you execute the center quarterback exchange and go celebrate in the locker room.
Got enough for the first, and he's still going. Timeout is called by the defense. 19 ticks remaining.
And they're kind of going to their closer now, right? Like they give it to the physical guy that gets downhill, north-south, right away, hard to tackle, falls forward, paving holes, and this is a good opportunity for this offense to keep pounding and try to run that clock out.
The offense uses a timeout. 15 seconds left to play.
And that just looked off. The timing, the rhythm, I don't know what it was, but usually that option, man, it's so precise, right? Like really quickly making a read, and you could tell they weren't on the same page. It went absolutely nowhere. Defense won that rep.
A shot toward the end zone. Pass is broken up, incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6.
Well, that DB did everything right on that deep shot. You saw the speed, you saw his ability to turn his hips, and how about getting his head around, locating the football, and then knocking it away? Couldn't have done that better.
He'll do it himself. Now the toss. Got some room, entered to the goal line. Touchdown, Air Force. How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option? They put her. Well, this was an offensive showcase out there today. We thought it would be a high-scoring game, and it certainly delivered.
If you love offense, then you love this type of game. Both offenses going up and down the field, seemingly at will. Throwing the ball, running the ball. But, David, I feel like if you're a fan of defense, maybe this wasn't your cup of tea.
More defense optional. You didn't really get too much of that stuff, but, listen, you got to get a few stops late in the game. You got to get just kind of one stop with this many points that was being scored. You got the stop late. That's why you got the dub.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.